My name is Lucy. I'm back with episode or day 17 out of the Connection series as part of my series called Everyday En-Lucy-ment, bringing you your daily dose of light. So before I forget, this is a personal professional development channel, and if you're interested in this type of content, please subscribe and hit the notification button. So we're here, day 17 out of a Connection series, and today we're talking about a positive mind or a calm mind. Which is better? You know, we hear a lot about being positive. We need to have, a positive mind is much better than a negative mind. But a positive mind can also be a turbulent mind, because there can be a lot of things going on in the positive mind, and I don't know if you know any of these people, but some of them can be really exhausting. So, although I'm also kind of one of them, but I also sometimes need some time to quieten down. I remember when I did my driving lessons, although my male instructor wasn't particularly impressed by my talent, but he did notice that as soon as I entered the car, there was this calm kind of presence. I was sometimes a bit too calm, because the first time I drove on a highway, he's like, "Do you see that there's there's a congestion there and there's a jam, you need to brake?" I said, "Yes, I see it." And it took me like 5 minutes before I then thought, okay, let me brake. But so yes, a calm mind is very important. It's important to have for like clear decision making. It's important to be calm, to be able to assess situations and take the best decisions. So sometimes a very positive mind that is turbulent can also not be a good thing. So often if you notice what's going on in your mind, you might be having quite some self-talk, and a lot of it is probably negative. Oh, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm not that enough, I'm not this enough. So all these things going on in your head, and an important thing, of course, is to replace that negative self-talk with positive self-talk. The psychology used to really focus on, mental conditions, depression, different kinds of abnormal mental conditions. And there wasn't really a study about happiness and what human beings need to thrive. What do they need to build success, like happy relationships? What do they need to be successful in life and reach their goals? And so there, at the University of Pennsylvania, this professor called Martin Seligman, he started working on, initially he was working on depression and on a concept that he called learned helplessness, whereby actually animals and humans can be taught to be helpless even when there's a perfectly, there is a solution within reach. So they can be taught to think that there's no way out when the door is right open. So that's called learned helplessness. So he described that phenomenon, and then he started to become interested in seeing, okay, so how do we get out of this situation? How we've studied depression, we know what it's about, but how can we study thriving, human happiness, and how we get to flourish? And so he started what is now called positive psychology, and I'll give you kind of a definition. So he himself, with a colleague, defined positive psychology as the scientific study of positive human functioning and flourishing on multiple levels that include biological, personal, relational, institutional, cultural, and global dimensions of life. So basically, positive psychology looks at the virtuous circle of contentment over the past, fulfillment in the present, and positive expectations towards the future. And that kind of creates a virtuous circle, so the opposite of a vicious circle, virtuous circle whereby the one affects the other and so on. So many different streams of psychology and also different spiritual traditions and religions agree on is that humans do well when they're happy, and that indeed the fulfillment of a human life is being happy or reaching what they call a state of bliss. So, and we tend to think of happiness more than we think of bliss, but in fact bliss is maybe more important than happiness, because if I would ask you now, are you happy? Are you happy right now, today? Are you happy? Then probably you will be thinking, well, I would be more happy if I'm in a relationship with that person, or I would be more happy if I have more money, or I would be happy if maybe I have that job, or if I own that property, or so we make happiness conditional, which is a bit of a shame. Bliss is not about anything conditional, because it's a state of just feeling this contentment. I don't know if you could say, if you feel your heart sing or something, you know, sometimes you have this like hum going on inside. That's bliss. And so the question is a positive mind or a calm mind. We looked at positive psychology. We saw the virtuous circle from contentment over the past, happiness in the present, and good expectations for the future. And then we also saw in the previous video from yesterday, we were talking about mindfulness and being in the present moment, and the fact that that actually reduces anxiety and allows you to actually experience bliss or happiness in the moment. So the question now is what's better, the happy mind or the calm mind? And they're both good. But I would say, in my case, and I would love to hear your thoughts, but in my case, there is actually more benefit with the calm mind, because the calm mind is the present mind, and the present is always in bliss. So you kill two birds with a stone. So I'd love to hear what you think, and I'd love to hear if you are happy right now, and if not, what conditions are you putting up for yourself? Maybe you need to look at removing those conditions and claiming your happiness right now. As usual, we have a quote, and today, as we're talking about either a positive mind or a calm mind, we're really talking about happiness. And so I would like to share this one with you. Ever since happiness heard your name, it has been running through the streets trying to find you. So don't hide. Okay, looking forward to see you tomorrow, and be happy.